From 6 p.m. today, the high decibel campaign for Karnataka battle came to a close. It has been an intensely fought campaign with parties pulling out all stops to get to power. Gloves were off with several political adversaries indulging in personal attacks, abuses. Before handing over the baton to the voters, the Congress and BJP deployed their star campaigners to woo the voters in the last mile. While Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi rallied in Bengaluru, raking up the 40% Sarkara allegations again, Union Home Minister Amit Shah harped on the Muslim quota plank, telling his supporters why his party scrapped what was deemed unconstitutional. But as the silent period has now begun, and it could well be the silence before the storm, and the dust settles at the hustings, one is now left to ponder over the poll promises, and more importantly, as the BJP tried to make it a Modi versus all election and the Congress hunkered down on the local issues, which one of them is more potent and which one will get them past the finish line?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Syed Aslam Pasha, spokesperson of JDS, along with Lokesh Jindal, leader of the Congress, Jem Ruk, psephologist and political analyst, join us. First question to Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. The last thing that the BJP spoke about, of course, is the entire sovereignty issue. Now, many are wondering whether this is a last-minute desperate attempt to try and bring the focus on nationalism, Sanju Verma. Is the nervousness telling?
Padmaja, let me be very clear. I'm not someone who likes to count their chicken before they hatch. But I think for the Congress, the chickens will come home to roost on May 13th and in not a very flattering way. Let me just tell you that the BJP top brass, including the likes of Union Minister Jitendra Singh, Anil Baluni, Om Pathak and Bhupender Yadav, again a Union Minister, they've written to the ECI with ample proof, including screenshot of a tweet posted by the official Congress handle. In that particular tweet, the Congress has alluded to the speech given by Sonia Gandhi at Hubli on the 6th of May and said that the Congress will not allow anyone to pose a threat to Karnataka's reputation, sovereignty and integrity. So, इसलिए पहली बात तो ये है that let the Congress, get in touch with its social media handlers and ask why did you allude something to Sonia Gandhi if you had to backtrack after 2 days saying कि सोनिया गांधी ने तो sovereignty शब्द का इस्तेमाल ही नहीं किया.
But it's a fact. It wasn't. Hold on a second. It wasn't there in her speech. But based on a faux pas by somebody in the social media team to say Congress टुकड़े टुकड़े gang है, is that an effort to try and bring in the nationalism pitch?
Padmaja,
that is my question. It wasn't there in her speech.
Okay, I know that, Padmaja, and I am not somebody who doesn't do her homework and comes especially on your debates. I know that the Congress top brass has said that there is a transcript where Sonia Gandhi using sovereignty word is not there. What did I tell you at the start of my, comment was that the Congress official handle has said that Sonia Gandhi has said that nobody will be allowed to pose a threat to Karnataka's reputation, sovereignty and integrity. And excuse me, Padmaja, Congress का official handle कुछ भी लिखे and you say no. Why is BJP getting rat race? Now tell me if please Padmaja 20 seconds more. यदि BJP का official handle नहीं, some Tom, Dick and Harry who nobody has heard of says something which is out of a context, the entire media will run a ticker. Top BJP leader says XYZ. Top BJP leader maligns Congress. Top BJP leader engages in sexist slur. So please, let us not try and be holier than thou.
Okay, let me take this to the Congress. Given that this wasn't there in Sonia Gandhi's speech, look at the last 1 week alone. Lokesh Jindal, you had most opinion polls saying Congress has a comfortable majority. Then you decided to announce the Bajrang Dal. Before that, Kharge ji said कि Modi तो एक poisonous snake है. And now this sovereignty thing has popped up. Maybe you need to look at the working of your own party then. When comfortably you had a 40% Sarkara going, who within your party is sabotaging your campaign?
No, Padmaja, first of all, I fail to understand why is this sovereignty thing raking up such form of a discussion. If you read Article 246 of the Constitution, along with Schedule 7 of the Constitution, and read along with the Hirsch judgment of the Supreme Court, it clearly states that the list 2 of the Schedule 7 is exclusively under the state list. Even the union does not have sovereignty over those subjects. So basically, when the Karnataka population comes for election and elects a legislative assembly, they are acting as a sovereign authority. The sovereignty of the Karnataka Legislative Assembly rests with the people of Karnataka. Even if that particular statement was made, it is not something to make a fuss and such a big issue out of it. The point is, BJP is left with no fuel. BJP is left with no issue.
Okay.
It is somehow trying to bicker Congress, manufacture some issue and stay in the limelight. It does not have any substantive issue to counter the Congress.
Okay, no substantive issue. So let's get an impartial person. Jay Mrug, as a political observer and psephologist, has the BJP managed to turn the narrative from local issues to bigger issues of, anti-Hindu, nationalism, 91 galis, 92 actually, poisonous snake jod karke. Jay Mrug.
I think, look, while all these narratives do have their significance, if I look at the final political impact, Karnataka has actually been a very staid state. I'm sorry, I might be dousing a lot of fire and excitement out of the election. Let me take you back in history. 1994, that was the maiden election of BJP's entry in Karnataka. The BJP jumps from 4 to 40. At that point of time, the BJP had a very emotive issue with itself, which was the Hubli Eidgah Maidan, and Uma Bharti, along with the veteran Sikandar Bucks, they actually marched, they went to Hubli, they raised the flag. And the Congress was, exactly on the other side where the BJP is today. Like there's a ruling BJP in the state and a ruling BJP at the center. There was a ruling Congress in the state and a ruling Congress at the center. The way there is a lot of talk of gali and sarcasm right now, that time it was no less, only thing it was directed at the Congress. So one of the most common slogans that time was 1+, 2+, Bangarappa hopeless. The other one used to be Sonia Sonne Sonne. Sonne means 0 in Kannada. Sonia 0-0. Now at the end of all this, Bangarappa splitting the party, all this poetic jargon, finally the difference between the loser and the winner in terms of vote share, Janata Dal won and the Congress lost, was 3 percentage points. Out of all this drama, poetry, all that. So, one thing that I'm not sure of is whether really a local flavor matters in Karnataka or a national flavor matters, or it's simply a cycle of incumbency. If you just become dispassionate and look at the data over elections and elections, it seems to be simply cyclicity, nothing more. All the drama is just drama. I mean, the hawa is just hawa.
So when you're saying cyclicity, you're saying that Congress is coming to power?
No, I'm not saying that. I have a counterpoint to that actually. And the counterpoint to that, something which I think even the BJP themselves overlook, with all due respect to all their spokesperson, is Karnataka has been one state that has been loyal to BJP for 4 consistent Lok Sabha elections. 2004, 9, 14, 19. If you go back 25 years from today, February 1998, that Lok Sabha election, out of all the Lok Sabha elections from that till 2019, the BJP has lost only 1 in Karnataka, and that is 1999. So it's a very different state where in the Lok Sabha elections, its professed loyalty to the BJP is almost comparable to that of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh or Gujarat. I mean, it actually falls in that category. That's what I said. People are not looking at the data dispassionately.
The funny thing I have to tell you about Jay, and I have done multiple elections with him, I can sit here for the next 24 hours and ask him 2,400 questions. He will never give a straight answer. He will tell fascinating anecdotes, but he will never tell you who he thinks is winning. He'll keep doing goal. But, okay, let me just ask you this. Do you think, Jay, looking at the election so far, that from the next election onwards, Karnataka will be a bipolar contest? That's what most people are saying, that JDS could well be on its way to what the BSP became in UP.
Well, the JDS does have its pockets of influence, but again, I will qualify the bipolarity a little bit. the BJP is growing. I mean, while cyclicity and incumbency, just keep that aside. The BJP is growing organically on the ground, restricting the peaks of the Congress. So while the JDS, is seeming increasingly challenged in its bastions, I mean, let's not forget, see, out of the, 54 or 55 odd seats in old Mysore, if you keep the Bangalore city out, at least in 28 or 29, the BJP has put up decisive candidates to give a fight. I mean, where it was assumed that the fight is bipolar between the Congress and the JDS, the BJP has made them triangular. So, well, yes, JDS, if not it's on its way out, is quite on its way to being reduced to a 2.5 district or so party. That seems very visible.
Syed Aslam Pasha, and perhaps the best indicators have come from the MLC elections, which happened a few months ago, and the Lok Sabha elections, where Nikhil Kumaraswamy himself lost in one of the most decisive seats for the JDS.
Well, Padmaja, let me tell you very, very clearly, this elections is not about the national agenda. This election is for the pride of Kannadigas. Let me tell you what the BJP has done. BJP has maintained the entire election on the national agenda. They have maintained these elections on rhetorics, communal polarization, and of course, they have tried their best to play their pseudo-nationalist behavior, which is absolutely uncalled for here. And of course, Congress has been doing their own self-polls. But we as JDS, of course, we are going to emerge as the strongest regional force. And I don't agree to the gentleman who spoke just before me. We cannot be ignored, or we're not going to be minimum seats, sir. This time we are fighting this battle as the strongest emerging force and strongest regional force. We have done this Pancharatna Yatra across 224 seats, and we have seen how the masses have come together. There are lakhs of people who have joined us in this Pancharatna Yatra. We are the only political party in Karnataka who have fought who are fighting these elections on development. We are fighting these elections for social welfare.
Why are you so silent in this entire election period? The maximum fight we've seen happening is between the Congress and the BJP.
Padmaja, I'm really sorry to say, maybe you've not visited Karnataka this time, but it's too late for you to do that. You can still come. We have one day to go. We have traveled across.
There's no point now. We are in the silent period, so I can't even blame you for being silent because we are in the silent period.
In this entire elections, Padmaja, let me tell you, we had a Pancharatna Yatra. It has been one of the most successful yatras in Karnataka.
Right.
Kumaraswamy has traveled 224 seats. We have seen lakhs of people joining together.
Okay, hold on a second, sir. By no stretch of the imagination, are you suggesting that you will get 113 seats? So, if it comes to that, Sanju Verma, we've had Mr. Amit Shah say very clearly, there is no space for the JDS anymore. आप अपना वोट वेस्ट मत कीजिए JDS के ऊपर, आप वो वोट किसी और को दीजिए. But if it comes to that, if you are at 100 seats, will that vow still hold good?
Padmaja, you always reserve the toughest questions for me. I don't know what will happen by way of a post-poll alliance, or whether the BJP will even need a post-poll alliance. I have to be particularly careful about what I say. Having said that, I think, one very interesting point, I've been seeing some of your clips and shows on and off. I need to just say this, that the JDS does not have, one vote base, either the Lingayats or Vokaligas, which it can call its own. It has a few from the Vokaliga community, few from the Lingayat community, some people from the scheduled caste, some people from the scheduled tribes. These all together make up the JDS. Please, I did not disturb you. Please, have some decency. I did not heckle you, please.
You don't.
Please,
Okay,
please. Keep quiet. I don't need your lecture. Thank you. So I think the JDS has a very heterogeneous base. Unlike the BJP, which is associated with having Lingayats as its strongholds, or a DK Shivkumar, who's known to be a Vokaliga strongman, or a Siddharamaiah, who's known to be a Kuruba strongman. And I think what will work in the BJP's favor, which nobody seems to be giving us credit for, is the fact that in October 2022, I said this even last week, I think, on your show, we passed an ordinance whereby we raised the reservation for scheduled tribes and Adivasis from 4% to 7%, and for scheduled castes and Dalits, obviously, from 15% to 17%. Dharmendra Pradhan is on record saying, and he's the Prabhari for the Karnataka elections, that the 6% rise in reservation for Dalits and Adivasis by way of an ordinance which was passed by the BJP in 2022 is going to be a game changer which will work in our favor.
Okay, let's see about that. We don't have too much time left as it is. Just 2 days left for polling. And this Saturday, of course, is the big Saturday. We'll see you all there, I'm very sure. Jay, prepare. I'll see you in Delhi next. Thanks very much, all gentlemen. Sanju Verma for joining me.